All right, let's talk about something you probably never, ever think about, but that you absolutely rely on every single day. We're going to pull back the curtain on the humble reefer unit. Yeah, the real unsung hero of your dinner plate. I mean, really, have you ever stopped to wonder, how do fresh strawberries show up in your grocery store in like the dead of winter? It's not magic, that's for sure. It's all thanks to a perfectly chilled, climate-controlled box on wheels. And keeping that box cold, well, that's everything. You see, that whole journey from the farm all the way to your store is part of what we call the cold chain. A good way to think of it is as this invisible highway for anything that can spoil: food, medicine, you name it. And the absolute workhorse of this whole system? The reefer unit. Its one and only job is to make sure that highway never ever thaws out. So what exactly is a reefer unit? Well, it's basically a super smart mobile refrigeration system. But it does way more than just make things cold. It has to manage a really precise environment. We're talking a delicate dance between temperature, humidity, and airflow, all designed to keep cargo fresh for what could be thousands of miles. Okay, so to really get how it pulls this off, we've got to look under the hood. The thing to remember is that a reefer isn't just one single part. Nope. It's more like a whole team of components, all working together in perfect sync to fight off the heat. First up, you've got the compressor, and this thing is literally the heart of the entire system. It's the pump that gets the refrigerant moving and builds up the pressure, kicking off the whole cooling cycle. From there, that refrigerant flows over to the condenser. Its job is simple, but it's absolutely crucial. Get rid of the heat. It just pulls heat out of that refrigerant, which turns it from a hot gas back into a much cooler liquid. Now, this is where the real magic happens. The liquid goes to the expansion valve, which acts like a pressure gate. It causes this massive pressure drop. And because of some really cool physics, when that pressure plummets, the refrigerant becomes intensely cold, like super cold. And finally, you have the evaporator. That super chilled refrigerant flows through it, and the coils on the evaporator basically suck up all the heat from inside the trailer. That's what actually cools down the cargo. That heat then gets carried away by the refrigerant, right back to the compressor, and boom, the whole cycle starts all over again. So, what happens when this perfectly synchronized team of parts just stops working? Well, the cold chain breaks, and when that happens, things don't just get a little warm. They get really, really expensive really fast. And believe me, the stakes here are incredibly high. This isn't just about a mechanical problem. We're talking about lost cargo, broken contracts, and what the source perfectly calls expensive headaches. A single breakdown can turn a $50,000 shipment of life-saving medicine into completely worthless junk in just a few hours. But here's the good news. These units usually give you some warning signs before they totally give up the ghost. You might hear weird grinding or hissing noises, or maybe the temperature just won't stay where you set it. You might even see leaks or notice the controls are acting up. Spotting these red flags early is honestly the key to avoiding a total disaster. Which brings us to the obvious solution. Instead of just waiting around for something to break and then reacting to it, the real answer is to get ahead of the problem. It's all about preventing that breakdown from ever happening in the first place through proactive, regular maintenance. And you know what? This isn't rocket science. We're talking about pretty straightforward stuff. It all starts with just doing regular inspections to catch any wear and tear. Then you need a solid cleaning schedule because you got to keep debris from clogging things up. Making sure the temperature controls are actually accurate, that's huge. And critically, making sure nothing is blocking the airflow. Simple steps that have a massive impact. So you do all this stuff. What's the real payoff for being so diligent? Well, the benefits go way, way beyond just keeping the cold air flowing. It's like a chain reaction of good things. Yeah, obviously you prevent those super expensive surprise repairs, but it goes deeper. Your entire supply chain becomes more reliable. You cut down on waste because the cargo quality is preserved. And guess what all that leads to? Happier customers and a much stronger reputation for your brand. And if you need a hard number to back this all up, here it is. The data shows that companies who are proactive with their maintenance see a 30% reduction in downtime. 30%. In this business, that is a massive, massive competitive advantage. And that really is the bottom line here. It's time to completely change how we think about maintenance. It isn't just a cost or another bill to pay, it's a strategic investment. It's an investment in the life of your equipment, the efficiency of your whole operation, and the integrity of the entire cold chain.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? The reefer unit is just one of these complex, hidden systems that we all rely on every single day without even knowing it. So, what other invisible gears are turning right now, just out of sight, working hard to keep our world running?